What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I want to start this video by telling everybody thank you, everybody that has subscribed so far. I'm getting to that 600 mark, and I definitely want to keep pushing further, and that's encouragement for me to keep pushing to make better videos. The more I do this, the better I'll get. It's motivation with you guys subscribing. So if you're not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Keep making my videos, try to teach a little bit of something. Try to teach you guys a little bit of what I know. I'm not an expert at cars or professional mechanic. I just hands-on type of person. I tackle my own things. And for all of you guys that have subscribed and checked out my Instagram, my little brother was the lucky one to win the suspension. It definitely blew my mind that he was the lucky one. I guess he's just been having some good luck. And sure enough, it encouraged him to, go out there and try to find a hatchback, because he's been wanting to get a hatchback. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys seen this thing already. And he found this 91 Civic hatchback. I think is the VX model. So it's basically the basic. This leather interior definitely blew my mind, because I didn't think these cars came with leather interior. Yeah, this seat is torn. So if he could find this seat, it probably just boost the look of this car. It's actually in pretty good shape. I mean, the body is pretty good for what it is. There's a few little dings. I mean, on the fenders, we could probably find some fenders real easy. I think this one's got a little bit more beating here, and then this back part here. But other than that, it's pretty flawless. But as you guys can see, it's pretty much filthy. It's filthy as can be. It's probably never been cleaned. And sure enough, my brother forgot to put the cap on the oil after he had some oil, so we got a little bit of oil spillage. But yeah, other than that, the car looks pretty clean. So what we're gonna sit here and do is clean this thing up and have and show you guys the before and after results. So this guy's ready to start cleaning. And what we're gonna use here is actually gonna be some oven cleaner to try to get all this gunk off this transmission, because it's had oil leak, if it doesn't still have it. And so we want to clean it up and see if where we're getting that leaking problem from. That way we could get it fixed and get this thing running nice and clean like it should. So we went to Walmart and got some of these oven cleaner sprayers just to hit it as much as we can. And we're gonna use other degreasers and pressure washer to clean it all up and get this thing looking new again. Went ahead and changed the tip off of a carb cleaner and put it on the oven cleaner. That way I could direct it a lot easier. Alright guys, so this thing's looking much better already. Removed a lot of oil that was stuck on here from a previous leak. The guy said everything's been taken care of, so we'll see if that's true. So far, we've gotten about a fourth of oil packed on there, and it's already looking a lot better. So here we have my brother scrubbing this thing. You guys would be surprised, because a magic eraser will really work some magic on here, especially since the paint inside your engine bay is really not glossy. It really doesn't do much. If you do use it on a glossy paint, it will kind of give it a marring look, like if you sanded it down. Hit those stains right there. See guys, like magic. So you see this, we're gonna, you know, take it off, clean it off, and respray it with wrinkle paint. We would have done the valve cover, but it seems to be in mid condition. I think there's a little scrape, there's a few scrapes here, but I think it's still OEM, so I would just leave it. Unfortunately, this thing came without covers, so timing belt's not even covered at all, so we need to find one of those because I don't believe this is safe at all. All in all, it's coming along. Right now, since we hit it with the oven cleaner, we're gonna hit it with regular soap just to try to kill that oven cleaner because that thing is really powerful. As you guys can see here, it was already eating up this old paint. So you gotta be careful where you really use it. Don't let it sit too long because they'll eat everything up. So we're gonna give it another spray down, foam it up, scrub it down. Alright guys, so there, as you guys seen, we hit it with some regular car wash soap just to, you know, try to kill that degreaser. So now my brother's got the blower. And the thing about blowing, you never want to sit here and blow on these connections because what you're doing is pushing the water into the connection, especially on an old car like this. Normally they have some type of Vaseline in between, but these things are so old that it, you know, crushes up sometimes, so you don't want to sit there and push too much air and force water into them, and then you're going to have a bad circuit and the car won't start. So he's just going to sit here and blow this thing out, and we'll let it sit for a little bit. Alright guys, now that we gave the engine bay a little blowout, try to push as much water out. You guys can see it's still kind of wet, but that's okay because we're going to use a little bit of hyper dressing by McGuire's. So what this is going to do is going to lubricate all these plastics and give them a little bit of life shine. So the other good thing about this thing, that if you guys didn't hear me, basically your engine bay never has clear, so there's always those. So we're going to hit it with that too, and it's going to help bring that little red out a little bit more, so it's going to look nice. So he's going to sit here and doze in. We're going to let it sit for a while. Just let it sit there and really dry out before you give it the first crank. That way most of the water just evaporates and you don't have to worry about the car not starting. Well guys, here we have it. Final result after that detail on this engine. It's hard to see in there, but the transmission, you know, it was all oiled up. It's nice and clean now. We went ahead and redid this little intake piece with wrinkle black. It turned out real good. And that McGuire's hyper dressing really touched everything up because this paint, like I said, it's nice and dull, but it looks nice and shiny now. Well guys, there we have it. He's heading on out. Nice clean engine bay. So I'm gonna end the video here now. I appreciate everybody watching. Consider subscribing because we definitely got more projects on that car, like trying out a Rust-Oleum paint job with some automotive clear. See how that turns out. Like I said, consider subscribing, and until next time guys, peace.